Silencieux également, je veux dire. Il n'y avait pas de bruit.
Thank you very much for your time. If you could start by talking a bit about Thales in India, how the market has been for the last couple of years or 3 years for you.
First of all, for Thales, India is a large and growing market. We are offering and we are marketing solutions from all our GBUs, global business units. We are active in defense. We are active in transportation, ground transportation, which is a civil sector for urban environment as well as for highways. We are offering avionic solution for civil aircraft. We are offering our solution for space as well as a solution for security, and particularly for security in terms of cryptology and cybernetics, and also the smart cities. Smart cities for Thales, meaning first safe cities, how to secure a urban environment. So India has a lot of potentialities. Thales is in India since 1953, starting our activity in defense telecommunication, partnering already or let's say setting up the telecommunication industry with BL. Today, of course, we are doing a part of our business from our foreign entities, but we are also acting now as a local player because we have set up several joint ventures, mainly, let's say, 3 joint ventures today. One with L&T for software development, and particularly for air traffic management system, as well as for the what we call IFE, which is in-flight entertainment systems. The other one is with BL in Bangalore, setting up in Bangalore. And the third one is with a company named Samtel, which is based in Greater Noida, just near Delhi. And that one starting today industrial production in the domain of military avionics. That's the quick portfolio, let's say, of activities of Thales in India. Defense for us remain the major activity, and this is structural. It was like this for the last 10 years, and according to our forecast, it will more or less remain the same in the coming years. As you know, we are today modernizing the Mirage 2000, the mid-life upgrade, for which Thales and Dassault are together supplying new solution, new equipment for this aircraft, so ensuring new 25 or 30 years life. And we have delivered last March the 2 first aircraft to Indian Air Forces, and the two other aircraft will follow before the end of the year. It will be retrofitted by HAL under the supervision of Dassault and Thales teams. Okay. And the rest will be done, so it's a kind of already Make in India program, because the vast majority of aircraft will be retrofitted in India. And we are pursuing a number of opportunities in defense as well as in civil domains.
So in terms of the market breakup for you, how much percentage would you think is defense currently? And I think the other big one would be the urban transport maybe.
We can say basically let's say 3/4 defense, 1/4 civil.
Okay.
Basically.
And the government's very aggressive program on introducing metro railway across the cities.
Yes.
So
This is
what size do you see in that?
Yeah, this is a very interesting trend for which Thales has already mobilized additional resources and investment. And particularly, I would like to underline the decision made this year on the budget side for the railways, to allocate a specific budget for what we call TPWS, which is in fact implementing a modern signaling system on mainly urban lines, say commuter lines. And this TPWS is the acronym of, in fact, the ETCS level 1, according to the European standard. And for this, Thales is a world leader on that technology, among other suppliers, because the beauty of that technology is that as it is according to an international standard, European one, but becoming international now, the different solutions from the suppliers that are compliant to that standard are compatible. So we have already done a pilot in India, in the South Railways, and now, thanks to this budget allocated to the railways, new projects are coming. And let's say that we were waiting for this for years already. And so we are going to really localize the production of equipment in India through a transfer of production. And then we will be able to serve India through an Indian base. And the first tender should come during the summer.
What's the potential value that you see in this market? Both signaling and communication upgrade of the railways as well as the installation of new metros.
For this year, the budget that has been allocated for various projects for this fiscal year is around 120 million equivalent euros. And I can't be specific on what would be the trend, but I assume that this effort in providing funds to the railway to improve the safety of the passenger, to improve the throughput of the train, thus the productivity of the railway system will continue, because for sure it is not something that you can just do for 1 year and forget it. You have to split your investment among years, because as you know, there are Indian railways, I believe maybe just after the Russian one, are the biggest, maybe the biggest already in the world as length of lines of network. So what I can tell you is that Thales, as the leader for this technology in the world, and having participated to the pilot, is committed to, let's say, bid all the project and to hopefully win a substantial portion of the market, although it is very clear and very understandable that the Indian Railways, whatever could be the merit of one supplier, will not give the complete market to only one supplier. Because, there is a place for. So we are mentioning before the competition. We are keen to have competitors. We believe that it participates to the quality of our work and to the satisfaction of the client, which is key for us.
So in this sector, who is your competition, your main competition?
For the railway?
Yeah.
It's Bombardier, it's Ansaldo, it is Alstom. You will not discover anything. In signaling,
even
we have, of course, Siemens. I don't want to mention too much our competitors. I'm not there for this. But no, but what is important to say, signaling is security of the system. So it's a very, very serious subject on which you have 4 to 5 suppliers in the world and no more. And as we say, the entrance ticket on this industry is extremely high because you have to demonstrate that your system is 100% sure and safe for the network and for the traffic.
Okay. But despite the high entrance ticket, do you see a potential of new competition emerging from, let's say, places like China, which has undertaken a huge railways modernization and expansion and manufacturing?
Probably it will come. Today,
as of now, it's not there.
Today it's not. As far as our domains are concerned, signaling, telecommunication, ticketing system, because we are also providing ticketing system for metro, we don't see them. Or we on ticketing from time to time, but no, they are not yet at the right level. Surely it will come. Surely it will come. As well as for signaling, Indian has also under development a new approach of signaling solution, which is called TCAS. And we pay attention to this because it's a system that is interesting in terms of its concept for, I would say, emerging countries in which, a well-balanced compromise need to be found between, the investment and the level of service, of security you need to get, depending on each configuration. So this TCAS approach is interesting, and we are looking on it.
Okay. Have you seen change in the business climate in India in the last 1 year?
As far as I'm concerned, I can talk about the last 6 months. Or 7 months. So, but I would say, undoubtedly, I would say India is moving. I don't know. I'm not able to comment what happened before I arrived in the country. Maybe India, up to you to judge, if India was moving before or not. I believe at least we can say that India is accelerating. We had last week one of our global business units, executive committee, all the key executive people of that GBU, Land and Air Systems, one of the major GBU for Thales as well as for Thales in India, decided to come to India for a full week, having their regular meeting in India, but also, of course, visiting clients, suppliers, joint ventures, partners, including journalists. And we were discussing with the head of this GBU, so about shall we be optimists? And we rephrased that question in, well, is India moving or not? And the conclusion, unanimously, conclusion was to say that India undoubtedly is moving. And for us, we believe that India is moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
In the right direction with a pragmatic approach of the subjects, trying to find a kind of compromise between the administrative process and the efficiency and the need for speeding up the decision to provide to the nation what India needs, and in a time and in a manner that would be compatible with the Indian armed forces or people. So yes, undoubtedly we see a move, a real acceleration. There is a lot to do, still a lot to do, and for instance, for the defense domain, we have given to the authorities our views regarding the DPP, because a new DPP is under preparation, so we have given our views, and particularly on the offset subject, and we expect that a part of it would be in the new book when it will come.
So what's your main demand, main suggestion in DPP?
We have made with the GFAS, in fact, when the Prime Minister Modi was there, we have given a specific note on this, and on the Make in India policy that we support and we follow. As far as Thales is concerned, but I believe that it could be the case for a number of major groups. You know that today the offset commitment shall be made by the company that has signed the contract. And in a group like Thales, in which you have several fully owned Thales companies, it does not correspond to any business really. And we believe that if India want to pass a message to the business community in the world, that message could be to say, well, I would welcome and I will recognize any purchase made accordingly to the offset commitment by a group. This is what we call the one group approach. This is our motto to describe what we have suggested. Okay. One group approach, because it will be beneficial to India. Otherwise, if we limit to the company that has namely signed the contract, but the scope of that company is limited to what that company is marketing. And so some other company may not be encouraged to go to India and to buy. This is one example of the suggestion we have made. And by the way, I would like to underline that today, Thales, we have offset commitment, and we are doing our offset commitment. And it is recognized by the Indian authorities that Thales is well doing its offset commitment. I'm not saying that some others are not, but you have to make your own judgment. Because we have set up a dedicated system within the Thales group that we label Go to India to help all Thales units to go to India, to look for suppliers, to look for partners, to subcontract, to buy in India. And in Thales India, that I'm heading, we have a dedicated procurement team of more than 20 people that are actively supporting all our units in the world to go with them on our industrial footprint. And we have built an industrial footprint. And this is interesting also to illustrate why we believe that India is moving and is accelerating. It is the fact that there is a real industrial network. Not only we are talking a lot, and that's normal, that's natural, about the big groups, the big Indian leaders, but we also do recognize that there is a network of small and medium enterprise, very often kinds of family companies, which are doing extremely well. We have selected a number of them. We have teach them. We have given them documentation. We have ordered to them some pilots, some prototypes, orders, and then now these companies are producing for the Thales Group in quantity. And it's impressive to see that the quality, the technological level of this company, developed in a few years.
Coming back to the defense side, or staying with the defense side, the recent decision of the government to buy 36 Rafales and fly away is obviously some good news for you, but is it better than the original deal?
You better raise the question to Dassault. They are not
you
far
have a
from
significant
here,
stake in that as well.
No, but yes, but we have an organization within the Rafale team. Dassault is the commercial leader, so Dassault speaks for all as far as the Rafale business is concerned. So we prevent ourselves to make any declaration regarding the Rafale.
Not even that you are happy the 36 are being bought? You can't even say that.
We are happy as Dassault, yes.
Okay. Another new business, I would imagine, as you mentioned in passing, was the Smart City initiative of the government. They want to set up 100. So what kind of potential do you see for Thales, and what solutions can you bring in? And again, are we looking at some point in time, during the implementation of these 100 cities, there would be enough Indian capacity and capability built to to offer solutions which you are offering today?
Well, you know, very often the right solution is a cooperation between Indian companies and foreign companies. First, as far as Thales is concerned, within the smart city environment, we have several topics. We have the safety of the city. We have the urban transport. And we have some other very dedicated solutions. For instance, I was mentioning urban public transport, but we have also solutions for traffic, how to ease the traffic flows within a city by creating some what we call the green waves to ease the car traffic. We want in India to concentrate on this. We are not going to want to make telecommunication system, utilities, and surely not civil works. In India, there is local resources for that, local expertise. These jobs are, these subjects are very local. So our strategy will be to concentrate on a certain number of solutions on which we believe Thales is really able to bring an expertise, an add value that does not exist today in the country. This is what we have done in Mexico, which is maybe the first worldwide reference for safe city. We did it in cooperation with a local GM. We supply dedicated solutions such as the video management system and the control and command center. And you know, the control and command center is the brain of such a system. So we are in India. We are not going to try to play the role of a system integrator, or an overall management of the system. We will concentrate on really the elements on which we trust. We really provide an add value, something that others can't provide. And yes, you mentioned there are 100 cities on the list, but we are following certain of that list. Of course, we are not able to follow 100 cities, and we are also, let's say, working with French authorities, because France pays a lot of attention to this, sustainable development program on smart, safe cities. And there are several initiatives between France and India, and France has decided recently to provide €1 billion through the Agence Française de Développement, AFD, specifically for urban development projects. And 3 cities are under selection. I'm not sure that officially the selection process is totally completed, but one of these cities is Pondichéry. You have also Chandernagor,
Yeah,
Chandigarh,
Calcutta.
yes, the city of Corbusier,
Chandigarh.
Chandigarh, and a third one. So probably, of course, we are already paying attention to these three cities. But in fact, as we want to position ourselves as an expert solution provider, we are also working with several local partners to see how we can cooperate.
And you are happy to transfer this capacity or capabilities to your Indian partners as well?
Yes, I mean the cooperation is something in the ADN of Thales. We are cooperating in a large number of countries in the world, and we do understand that in Thales, in India, it's a key for success.
Last question, what's the value of the Indian market today and 10 years down in euros for you?
It's difficult to give you precise figure, and you know why? Because in our business, we have what we call elephants, very big projects.
Yes.
From time to time, there is one coming regularly.
You already have one elephant in your bag. So.
Alors, we have already one in our bag, as you say. It's the MLU for M2000. Maybe some other will come.
The other one is halfway through, no?
And we had the submarine Scopen in the past. So,
yeah.
So you know, but what we see is that the market is growing. Our order intake will follow, and our local footprint, our local presence will also increase. You know, we are about 300 people now working in Thales India. So it's progressing.
But still, what percentage of your total global sales come from India?
No, I will not give you any figure, because we never disclose figure like this. Not from countries.
1%, 0.5%?
No comment.
Okay. Do you see the market doubling in a few years for you?
At least the potential is there. Now, I'm not making the Indian government policy. It will depend how India wants to spend and which order of priorities they will put, but we are, of course, attentively listening to what the government is saying, and seems that yes, the potentiality are there, but of course also, and it is reminded regularly by Arun Gently or by even Parikar himself, that the budget is not elastic, and there is some limitation, some priorities. But yes, we should substantially improve.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Je vous en prie.